Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with Batman from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Last Night on Earth wave. And I'm pretty stoked to take a look at this one because I know we get a lot of different Batman variants in this line, but this one really has a unique look. He's wearing, a straight jacket and his outfit from the comic Last Night on Earth when he was in Arkham. He's in a mental asylum, and he cobbled together a bat suit out of what was available there. And you can see he's a much different color and kind of just sort of silhouette compared to a lot of the Batman variants that we get. Now, Last Night on Earth, it's not particularly a storyline that I really love. It's like, to me, a lot of Scott Snyder stuff. Really great premise and concept, and a great beginning that just kind of fizzles out and doesn't really stick the landing. And I wasn't particularly satisfied by that storyline, but I am a big fan of Greg Capullo, his art. I grew up on Spawn and his run on that, so I'm definitely a big fan. I really do think he's one of the greats as far as artists go. But you see the box has the Last Night on Earth logo right there on the spine, which is nice, I think, because like if you got a bunch of boxes from this multiverse line and you put them on the shelf like this, well, more than half of them say Batman. So it makes it easy to identify sort of, where you're at in the line at a glance. The side is plain, and the back has this Capullo art. Got the tells you which piece of the Build-A-Fig that you've got, and a picture of Bane down there. And if you want all these fun numbers to help you try to track these down, hopefully this will help you. I pre-ordered this wave from Target, and they're not set to ship till the end of February, even though it seems like the release on the shelves has been pushed forward. And the rumor is that that's because they're going to squeeze in a Snyder cut wave. It's not confirmed yet as of when I'm recording this, but I feel like any day now we're going to get some new info on those. And you see he's got the Bane pieces here. He's got this this lantern with Joker's head and this sort of baton, like you would see with a security guard or some sort of correctional officer would have. So I'm gonna bust them open and we're gonna get into it. I just recorded a review of Omega from this same wave, and like I said there, Bane is gonna be his own video. I'm not gonna pull these out in this video. I'm gonna save those, and I'm gonna give Bane his own video. The back looks like what we're used to here with the trading card, the hockey puck disc. And these are really great. I mean, most of these figures stand up on their own, but it's nice to have these. I'm not going to complain about that ever. You see in the box, he's got a little bit of a pose, which gives him a nice little, just nice to look at it and see it maybe, not just in a neutral pose. Just get a little bit of body language, a little bit of life. So when I pulled him out just now, his legs and his arms moved a bit, which is a great sign for me. It means this thing's not going to be very stiff. Hopefully that'll remain true as I start playing with him. But let's just take a look at the detail, because this guy's got a ton of textures and a ton of detail. This his straight jacket here, it looks like this thick canvas material, and the way that it's got these, it looks like, very realistic, like snags, on that thick sort of canvas fabric, the way the tears here like this. There's a patch on there, which if you're going to blackwash this, I bet it would look really awesome. Bring out just how detailed that fabric pattern is. His head, one of the really cool things about this design is the way it looks like it's cobbled together from stuff in the mental institute. Like his ears are the straps of this sort of restraint mask here, which is just really creative and cool. And it looks like a little bit of, didn't quite hit that with the paint, which isn't great. And his he's got these straps on his straitjacket that sort of resemble the shape of a cape, you know, which is just a really cool, unique, like none of the other characters or definitely the Batman variants are going to do something I think as unique as this. So I love that, and I just love, and I have from the beginning, the way they use this soft material, not just for capes, but for some really creative stuff, like the Azrael has sort of those flags that stick up, you know, characters that have sort of like a tunic or you know, pieces of their costume, like Flashpoint Batman's got those straps, and it's that soft material for his holsters. It looks really great, and it's just fun. It makes me feel like they're having fun and getting creative and kind of pushing the limits of the materials they use. You can see his gauntlets here are made of straps, and I don't know if first of all, what are these called? The spiky things that stick off of his gauntlets. I'm not a weapons or armor expert, so I don't know what they're called. But I think these are meant to be like pieces of broken glass or something that he's kind of like sort of stabbed in there to resemble his spikes. And they each have a different kind of shape and look, and the sides, they're asymmetrical in a way that looks really, really cool and kind of chaotic. And then his legs here, this feels like a little more attention in the paint department than a lot of times they get, where they've done kind of a dry brush here. And it looks really weathered and cool. And I think it would have looked really cool if they'd carried that all the way up. But it's nice to just not have that plain, flat paint. Boots here are just big ol' combat boots with the tension. Oh, look at that. On the bottom of the foot, it even says Arkham Asylum. I love those little details like that. You know, and just like, you know, you don't necessarily expect somebody to go all the way and put all the detail in there on the bottom of the feet, something you're never going to see. So it's nice that they do that. A couple negatives that are just really apparent is the way the inside of this elbow joint, it goes down into the brown straps and material of the gauntlets in a way that's kind of ugly. And the pins right there, they chose white instead of brown. But, you know, $20, that's what you get. And actually a little more sloppy Joe right here, I think, on the paint. Let's start moving them around. The way that his collar comes up here is another just cool, unique sort of thing. Like no other like characters kind of have this sort of, you know, look, and it makes it really cool. You know, when he turns his head in there, it's kind of, you know, got some attitude. Can you look up very well? Yeah, you can get him up there. You can get his whole head out, and so you can see his chin and everything, and even see the straps on his helmet. But with it down like that, it's just cool. None of the other characters, you know, have that look. So I've always liked the unique sort of details that are specific to individual characters. Whoa, surprisingly good waist joint. Like, he doesn't have an ab. He's only got this waist, but it works. It works considerably better than some characters that have the waist and the ab. That thing's just ready to go. And I think, yeah, this is a good touch. This middle piece under here, that's soft. That's soft rubber. That works really well. I would love to see him do more like this. I hope. One of the things about watching this line, you know, through the waves and over time, is they learn and they adopt new sort of techniques. And man, that is really great. That's great. This thing is just, I mean, I can tell you, it's just really fun to mess around with. And I've barely even started. These rockers. Yeah, like I said, this thing's just really ready to go. not giving me any sort of resistance. Wow. And I've said it before, but like just the subtle, these rockers here really allow for some like subtle changes in body language. Just the way, you know, you could shift him up, sort of like he's tensing his shoulders, or, you know, down where he's more relaxed. Works great. Pretty good bicep cuts, although it's a little, it's not super snug. I can see into there a little bit. Not, and it's actually worse on his right arm than his left. That's a little more snug. Look at that, look at that cut, that snag, that tear, and then it's kind of stitched back over. Stuff like that just looks very realistic. Oh man, see the elbows, no resistance at all. And well, that one's a little tight, but and they actually go up farther than I expected. Just sometimes when they got kind of bulky forearm gauntlets or details, it'll get in the way. But if he gets a call on the phone, he's answering it. Like, it works. Both hands. Gets all the way up there. This thing is just really satisfying to move around. It just wants to go at every direction you push it. So let's see how these legs work. This you know, is kind of an unusual sort of pelvis, but he still goes pretty far. And again, these legs, these are just as smooth to move as the shoulders were. He doesn't have any twist right here, which I really am always excited anytime they have the clearance in there to rotate. But that's pretty snug, and you're not going to get him to do much rotating there. It doesn't seem like. Wow, look. I did not expect that to be that flexible. This is a really, I mean, I like I said, I was stoked on this, and I had high hopes for it, but it is already like blowing me away how good it is. So they've done this, they've taken the approach with the ankles similar to the Grim Knight, where they, you know, when they have these boots that go up past their ankles, up to their calves, they'll just cut out basically, and a lot of times it looks like an ugly cut. This is a little less on the ugly side. It's not quite as extreme and abrupt as that Grim Knight. And this, I'm having a little trouble with this swivel right here, but sometimes that's just about getting it lined up right, and it can take some finagling. But this one, you can see, once you get that ball joint lined up, that's going to be good to go. This is awesome. This is super cool. I mean, maybe this design doesn't do anything for you. I think it's really cool. And actually, I know it's from Last Night on Earth, but it reminds me of this 90s storyline called The Last Arkham, which it was written by Alan Grant, not from Jurassic Park, a real guy. And it was like Bruce like had himself put in Arkham because he was tracking Victor Zsasz. It was the first appearance of Victor Zsasz. And I know like the Grant Morrison Arkham comic gets, you know, a lot of love and is acknowledged as kind of the inspiration for the Arkham games and stuff. But actually, I always thought there was quite a bit of the last Arkham storyline in there. It might be one that's kind of underappreciated. It's a little 90s. It's not you know, I wouldn't put it up there with the Grant Morrison Arkham, but it's good. All right, let's get his accessories out. So he's got his billy club, this baton, which has some dings and some nicks in it, you know, like it's been used to whip somebody into shape. with that nice grip. And I can see this is maybe meant to go right here. He's got a hole in his utility belt where you could fit that right in, which is nice. I love that. I love holsters for non-gun or sword weapons. It's always a nice little touch. And then here is the accessory everyone's going to be talking about, which is the noggin Joker head in this lantern. And I don't have the cyborg from this line, but when I saw it, I thought it was really cool the way they did clear pieces on that sculpt with detail underneath. And like the rubber, the soft cape material, I was like, oh man, I hope they start doing some cool creative stuff with that material. And this, I think, represents that idea where they've got a clear piece, but they've done this, airbrush or like spray that gets darker on the edges and is clear in the middle. The Joker sculpt in there, probably not going to be everybody's favorite, but it looks really good. I've already seen some people break this open and get that head out. And I mean, if you were somebody that maybe you didn't like that, you didn't like the eye makeup on that Joker right there, I don't know, maybe you put that one on that Rebirth Joker. It might work. I definitely want to hear if anybody's done any customs with this or anything. I want to hear about it. I'd love to see pictures. And just the detail on this lantern, it's nice. It's got nicks and dings in it. It's got I don't know what that's called when it's metal that hasn't been like pounded smooth. It's got that natural looking. Looks like it's 100 years old. It's cool. I'm going to put these accessories in his hand. So I put these in, and just so you know, it's always the case on these figures, the hands are much stiffer plastic than anywhere else on the figure, and can be really kind of nerve-wracking getting the accessories in there, but we got them in there. Well, and see, there you go. I mean, this is how it's done. When you're basing a figure off a specific piece of art, give me all the things I need to recreate the artwork. This feels like, I've said it before, I got in on this line because of the White Knight figures. And because I was excited about the prospect of the multiverse line, being able to pick some of the maybe underappreciated designs or source materials. And this, I think, is the promise of that fully realized. This is a great figure, a really unique Batman. Like, I don't know how many Batman toys have been made over the years, like hundreds, if not thousands of different variants. And this is one of the most unique ones I think you're gonna see. If you want to see how he kind of stacks up next to a 6-inch figure, considerably taller, obviously. So, if you're annoyed that this line doesn't play nicely with other scales, well, you're getting more of the same here. But yeah, again, I mean, the scale is part of what allows him to put so many amazing little cool details in here. And I mean, I can't get over this. It says Arkham Asylum on the bottom of the boots. It's amazing. Well, I was looking forward to this figure, and it's cooler even than I expected, and I really love this. This might be probably in my top 10 so far of the multiverse line, easily top 10, maybe higher. That's that for this one. I'll have videos for the rest of the characters in this wave, including a specific video for Bane. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all the likes and the comments and the subscriptions. I will see you guys next time. Bye.